I was stressed out.
Hold on to your seats as we dive into the world of high-speed police chases caught on Dashcam. From hair-raising pursuits on highways to close calls on city streets, these videos capture every intense moment as officers work to bring reckless suspects to justice. On February 20th, 2024, Deputy Jones clocked a Kia K5 speeding at 101 miles per hour in a 65 miles per hour zone on Interstate 285 East in Clayton County. When he tried to pull the driver over, the suspect refused, sparking a high-speed pursuit.
2690, he's taking off. Show me your pursuit. We have 110.
The suspect was driving at a dangerously high speed, weaving in and out of lanes and cutting far too close to other vehicles on the road. His reckless maneuvers put everyone around him at serious risk.
You recovered? We're now approaching 675 south. Speed back up to 100. Get on the 600 clock. We're trying to juke me. We're back on 285 east.
As the suspect continued to drive recklessly, he crashed at the next intersection. The trooper arrested the suspect and took him into custody, finally bringing the chase to an end. On July 4th, 2022, while in a stationary position, a trooper spotted a BMW driver speeding. As he began following the vehicle, the BMW accelerated. When the trooper activated his emergency lights and sirens, the driver refused to stop. 'As the driver entered the highway, he picked up even more speed, endangering multiple lives on the road. Determined to stop the suspect as quickly as possible, the trooper pressed on. The suspect stuck his hand out the window, gesturing as if he were going to pull over, but continued driving fast and recklessly. The trooper, focused solely on stopping him, closed in to execute a pit maneuver. The trooper executed a successful pit maneuver, sending the suspect's vehicle into a ditch. He then exited his patrol car, arrested the suspect, and took him into custody without further incident, bringing the chase to an end. On October 1st, 2024, a trooper was notified by the East Point Police Department of a bolo for a white Nissan NV Georgia tag, recently reported stolen. The vehicle was tracked to the area of Flint River Road and Caden Road. As troopers got closer and activated emergency lights, the suspect failed to stop, sparking a high-speed pursuit.
We're on the back side of 681 Flint River, coming out to Flint River in a second. Hey, be advised, unit, she's probably gonna try to ram your vehicle. Back one, can somebody notify? Man. Hey. Go 10-1. We're coming out of the complex right now.
The suspect entered the road by making a left turn from a right turn lane, then began running red lights and driving recklessly.
I'm
Hey, somebody call this for me.
We're going northbound on Fayetteville Road, past 3rd Street. Is that okay? Okay.
I'm gonna try to pay again. Stand by right there. 60 miles per hour. Fayetteville Road.
The trooper attempted a pit maneuver, but it was unsuccessful. The suspect accelerated even more, showing no regard for the safety of other drivers on the road. After nearly boxing in the suspect at a traffic light, he managed to escape and continued fleeing. But when another trooper joined the pursuit, he was ready to show the suspect who's boss.
Hi, there's nobody calling. Radio, we'll be there. One minute, come on, government zone.
Pete, roll over, roll over.
Negative.
The trooper executed a pit maneuver that sent the suspect's vehicle into the trees, causing it to roll over multiple times. Troopers then rescued the suspect from the wreckage and arrested him, bringing this intense chase to an end. On August 18, 2021, a trooper stationed on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard near I-16 overheard APO-D carrier with the Savannah Police Department attempting to stop a vehicle on I-16 westbound. The driver refused to stop, leading APO carrier to pursue from I-16 to I-516, where the driver exited onto Gwinnett Street, then turned back east. Despite being informed that the officer was legitimate, the driver called 911 and stated she wouldn't stop, even with blue lights and sirens activated.
168.
63 westbound.
168. What I did, I gave you a boot for the riding of 5-6, so that'll be a super.
160 right now. Looks like we're going to get off 10-4.
As the woman took an exit, the trooper executed a pit maneuver, bringing her vehicle to a stop. He then exited his patrol car, arrested her, and took her into custody. She began to cry, claiming she hadn't seen the emergency lights, but by then it was too late. On June 15, 2024, in Parma Heights, Ohio, a high-speed pursuit unfolded as Ohio State Police chased a woman driving erratically and endangering others on the road. The Parma Heights Police Department reported the chase began when the woman, whose identity remains undisclosed, refused to stop.
Heading north on York. Light traffic. Just went through the red light on West York, New York.
Female driver, sunglasses, straight back here.
Going up on the grass. Howard's jeweler. She's stopping. Negative, she's going through the grass again.
Right from the start, the woman drove with extreme recklessness, showing no regard for the safety of other drivers on the road. Her dangerous maneuvers pushed the pursuit to a critical level.
Over the curb on snow. Going left on snow. Come again. 44 is still westbound on snow. Coming up the Smith Road. North on Smith, passing Remore.
The trooper held back from performing the pit maneuver, carefully waiting for backup to bring the chase to a safe end. But with each reckless turn, the pressure grew. If you were in his position, would you risk it all to stop the driver before she endangered innocent lives?
Driving in the middle of the road, still west. Taking a right on Rocky River. Driving up to the center lane, coming up to Brook Park. that a hit?
One trooper sprang into action, deploying spike strips with precision. The successful hit would make a huge impact on the chase, slowing the suspect down and shifting the odds in the officer's favor.
Coming back up to Henry Ford, 40 on secondary. Just sideswiped a tan Hyundai. Looks like they just took him here off. Second injury. Continuing westbound at Rocky River. Speeds up. And just sideswiped another man here. Continuing westbound. Maybe here. We're at the intersection of Rocky River and Brook Park Road. Sideswiped a third vehicle. North Blue Jeep. More 80 eastbound. Coming across all the lanes to the fast lane. Speeds are only about 15 right now. No tires on the left side of the car.
After the suspect sideswiped two vehicles, the trooper knew it was time to act. He made the call to stop her before she caused even more damage on the road.
She's now going the wrong direction on 480 eastbound. We do have traffic behind us stop though. Looks like we're coming to a stop here. Yeah, we gotta get this car stopped. We gotta head out, block it.
Get out of the vehicle! Get out! Get out of the vehicle! Get out! Get out! Get the f*** out!
After hitting yet another vehicle, the chase finally came to an end as the woman was brought to a stop, arrested, and taken into custody. But here's the question for you. What punishment do you think people who endanger others like this should face? Let us know in the comments below. On August 11th, 2024, in Sumter County, Florida, a routine traffic stop turned into a nightmare when the driver refused to stop, sparking a high-speed chase with the Florida Highway Patrol. The suspect immediately began driving recklessly at high speed through a residential area, making the pursuit even more dangerous. The suspect exited the residential area, giving the trooper a better chance to close in and attempt a pit maneuver to end the chase. But with such a reckless driver, this wouldn't be an easy task. As the suspect made a left turn, his vehicle lost significant speed, allowing the trooper to get closer, a critical moment that would impact the outcome of the chase. The trooper executed a successful pit maneuver, bringing the suspect's vehicle to a stop. Although the suspect tried to flee on foot, he was quickly arrested and taken into custody. In 2023, a high-speed chase broke out in West Allis, Wisconsin, after police spotted a suspect swerving dangerously. When officers tried to pull him over, he floored it, leading them on a pursuit through the streets.
We're going to come up the green hill now. Alright, going up for a little bit of traffic here. Continuing northbound from green.
One quick-thinking trooper raced ahead, setting up spike strips ready to stop the suspect in his tracks as he sped towards the officer's position.
Still don't want anyone to shoot.
got me. Keep on it. Ready for your week back to the chase. I'm primary at this point. It's 23 S miles an hour.
There's a mountain stick. Continuing northbound. We can't pass with them on that channel.
The trooper's spike strips deflated the suspect's tires, but he kept pushing on, speeding recklessly. Little did he know those damaged tires would soon play a crucial role in bringing the chase to an end.
224 lane, I'm with you.
We just lost the tire slowing down here at Research Drive.
Joey, what's the reason for initial pursuit? Understand what's down. What's the reason for the...
Hit!
Wait, what's the hard block like?
Driver's foot bailing. She's running south.
With a precise pit maneuver, the trooper forced the suspect's car to a stop. But she wasn't done yet, jumping out and fleeing on foot. However, her escape didn't last long. Officers caught up quickly, taking her into custody without further incident. Get ready for heart-pounding action, split-second decisions, and high-stakes drama. High-speed chases push the limits as suspects try to outrun the law and officers risk it all to keep the public safe. From daring maneuvers to tense standoffs, these pursuits are some of the most thrilling and dangerous moments on the road. Police report that an officer attempted to pull over a driver for a suspected traffic violation near Missouri 150 and East Outer Road. But when the driver refused to stop, a pursuit was quickly underway. At 12:35 p.m., the driver lost control of the SUV, causing it to flip over. Thrown from the vehicle, he ended up in a nearby ditch. Video shows the officer rushing to the scene, searching for the driver before finding him and performing chest compressions. A nurse and her husband who witnessed the crash also stopped to provide crucial aid until paramedics arrived. Early Sunday morning around 5:30 a.m., a patrolling officer spotted a suspect setting a supermarket on fire. Surveillance footage reveals the suspect pouring a flammable liquid along the building side, igniting it, then fleeing the scene. Moments later, he jumped into a vehicle, sparking a chase with officers close behind.
Somebody's on a fire, people flash on our team.
Okay, we'll get it. I'll on the way. I'm the crew assistant. Do you reference?
There's a lot of fire. I'm trying to get them to the car. It's a gray Buick. They just went northbound on Ruby.
I see north on Ruby.
Stop on, lights out, wrong traffic. It's a Chevy Malibu, no plates.
Chevy Malibu, no plate. Your color?
It's gonna be green color, and we're on Prospect right now. Going westbound on Prospect.
The suspect drove recklessly, weaving in and out of lanes at a dangerously high speed, making the chase even more intense as officers struggled to keep up and bring him to a stop.
We're on Prospect, I'm behind it. No plate, looks like I slide once. We're on Prospect, still westbound. Let me have our units come from the other side. They lit up the whole place on fire. Have FB response, please.
2:30 on the way.
You're in my car.
Three on Raymond.
3 okay, right in the vehicle.
The chase took a turn when the suspect hit a curb, deflating a tire and forcing him to stop. But he wasn't done yet. Jumping out of the vehicle, he took off on foot with officers hot on his trail.
We're running westbound through the yards. Stop now! We're going to send the dog! Get on the ground! Away from your car.
Moments after fleeing on foot, the suspect was swiftly apprehended and taken into custody, bringing this intense chase to a definitive end. The thefts were reported on August 31st, and by September 1st, detectives had tracked the stolen items to a recycling plant on Northwest Gainesville Road. There, they learned a woman named Nabafeld had twice visited the facility with vases. The vases were recovered, and when questioned, Nabafeld admitted to selling them for $50, though she claimed she didn't know they were stolen. Reflecting on the incident, she told a reporter, "It's not worth the $50, and I've learned my lesson." Meanwhile, deputies were on the lookout for a suspect named Marchesano, who was spotted driving in Ocala. When officers attempted to stop him, he kept driving, refusing to pull over.
All right, guys, we're to 31 northbound on Pine.
Yeah, we're ready to sign it.
Yo, go ahead and get it.
Everyone, you can call up.
I got it. Coming across the bridge, crossing the tracks.
Lima 1265 has Jacksonville Road blocked so nobody can pull out in front of them. It's going to create no issues with traffic.
All right, guys, coming up on 20th Street here.
With the assistance of a helicopter overhead, the chase became even tougher for the suspect. Multiple patrol cars joined the pursuit on the ground, leaving the suspect with nowhere to hide and the pressure mounting by the second.
All right, guys, you got traffic coming. Be careful, be careful. All right, road's clear. Road is clear. Road is clear.
You're at the stage for stop.
All right, we got him pitted right here at the livestock pavilion. Pitted at the livestock pavilion.
26 pitted last time.
As soon as the trooper closed in on the suspect and confirmed the road was clear, he executed a precise pit maneuver, bringing the pursuit to an end. Troopers quickly moved in to safely remove the suspect from the wrecked vehicle, arresting him on the spot. He was then taken into custody without further incident. On September 12, 2021, a 12-year-old boy led Doña Ana County Sheriff's deputies on a high-stakes pursuit in New Mexico. The Doña Ana Sheriff's Office had received multiple calls about a juvenile recklessly driving an SUV through the Las Alturas area. Deputies attempted to pull the vehicle over, but the young driver refused to stop, leading them on a tense chase through residential neighborhoods.
So he's going the wrong way on the Delray exit behind the movie theater. And so just going the wrong way coming up to he just head-on collision right here at the 25 exit behind Sam's.
The young suspect sped out of a parking lot, driving straight into oncoming traffic. With no time to avoid impact, he collided head-on, bringing the dangerous pursuit to a sudden and dramatic end.
Yeah, just going the wrong way coming up to the 25 exit behind Sam's. Nobody.
After the crash, deputies made a shocking discovery: a 12-year-old driver with ammunition for a 9mm handgun in his possession. Following the trail, officers found the gun tossed from the SUV during the chase. As paramedics arrived, body cam footage captured the young boy in tears, claiming he was forced to drive by other kids in the vehicle. Officers immediately worked to detain the other juveniles. Thankfully, the boy was unharmed, while the driver of the other vehicle, who had children on board, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The 12-year-old was later booked into the Doña Ana County Detention Center, facing charges for aggravated fleeing, conspiracy to commit burglary, and possession of a stolen vehicle. On September 15, 2022, Miami-Dade police officers located a stolen white Honda Civic traveling north on the Florida Turnpike near Bird Road. The vehicle, flagged as a felony vehicle linked to other property crimes, fled when officers attempted to stop, sparking a pursuit. Shortly after, as the chase neared State Road 836, Florida Highway Patrol took over as the primary agency.
We're going to be at the
The suspect drove recklessly on the busy highway, showing no regard for the safety of other drivers. The trooper struggled to get close enough to the suspect for a pit maneuver, but with heavy traffic around, it was too dangerous to attempt. Determined, the trooper continued the pursuit, waiting for a safer opportunity.
Okay, I'll pull that out right now. I'll give you a 20 right now.
I'm not being 107 and 90 Street. Put it out.
The troopers missed an opportunity to block the suspect's path, allowing him to continue recklessly on the highway. Despite previously colliding with other vehicles, the suspect kept fleeing as if nothing had happened. It's important to note that we don't condone this kind of behavior, and this clip is shared only as a learning opportunity. After 20 minutes of reckless driving and with multiple patrol cars joining the pursuit, troopers finally began catching up to the suspect, increasing their chances of bringing the chase to an end. Streetsboro police are investigating a Sunday evening chase after a man fled from a routine traffic stop. According to Police Lieutenant Tricia Wayne, the pursuit began around 7:20 p.m. near State Route 43 and Frost Road. The suspect, driving a white truck, tore down the road recklessly, showing no regard for the safety of other drivers. With 2 patrol cars in pursuit, officers were determined to bring this dangerous chase to an end. The suspect suddenly made a sharp left turn, weaving through residential streets and driving around houses, escalating the danger and making the pursuit even more intense for everyone involved. The suspect finally came to a stop, exiting the vehicle and fleeing on foot. After a 10-minute search, he was found hiding in the woods, apprehended, and taken into custody, bringing the pursuit to an end. While stationed, a trooper spotted a driver speeding far above the posted limit. Quickly putting his vehicle in drive, the trooper activated his lights and began pursuing the driver, who continued to ignore the stop and sped off, refusing to pull over. As the driver accelerated even further, the trooper quickly called for backup. The suspect swerved in and out of lanes, speeding at a dangerous rate, making it clear this pursuit was about to get even more intense. As the trooper began losing sight of the suspect, he informed other units and made the decision to cancel the pursuit, continuing with routine patrolling. Now let me know in the comments, what do you think the trooper could have done differently in this chase to stop the suspect before it got away? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Get ready for an adrenaline-pumping ride as we dive into high-speed police chases caught on Dashcam. From thrilling pursuits on busy highways to narrow escapes through city streets, these real-life chases highlight the dangers faced by both law enforcement and civilians alike. On May 9th, 2024, Melina Logan arrived at Honda of South Miami on S. Dixie Highway to test drive a new 2024 Honda Civic. During the test drive, Logan waited for the salesperson to exit the car and then drove away. The Miami-Dade Police Department alerted law enforcement agencies to look out for the stolen vehicle. Later, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper spotted the car heading northbound on State Road 826 near NW 74th Street and initiated a traffic stop. Logan refused to pull over, continuing to drive recklessly at high speeds on SR 826, weaving through traffic and ignoring the trooper's emergency lights and sirens.
I'm behind it, 56 behind it, southbound 826, approaching 58.
Logan's driving became increasingly reckless, showing complete disregard for the safety of others on the busy highway. She weaved through lanes at high speeds, endangering every motorist around her. Despite the heavy traffic, her reckless maneuvers continued. Logan took the pursuit to the shoulder lane, colliding with multiple vehicles and causing severe damage to her car. Despite the extensive damage, she showed no signs of surrender and attempted to keep the car moving, further escalating the danger for everyone on the road.
Exit to 253, minus 5. Steve, I short tire.
Logan eventually exited the vehicle and, in a final attempt to evade capture, jumped into a nearby river. Officers quickly arrested her and took her into custody. The 27-year-old suspect faced multiple charges, including grand theft, aggravated, fleeing and eluding, resisting an officer without violence, and leaving the scene of a crash involving injuries. On June 10th, 2024, while patrolling the area of Highway 253 and Old Highway 271, trooper observed a gray Kia passenger car passing vehicles on a double yellow line and driving recklessly. The trooper activated blue lights and siren in an attempt to initiate a traffic stop, but the driver of the Kia began to flee south on Highway 253. The pursuit continued for several miles as the suspect vehicle recklessly evaded capture, maintaining a dangerous speed and maneuvering through traffic. The trooper maintained a safe distance behind the suspect vehicle, carefully monitoring the situation. Once the opportunity presented itself and traffic began to clear, he initiated a TVI maneuver to bring the reckless pursuit to a halt. And after performing the TVI, the suspect vehicle attempted to regain control. However, the trooper continued to apply pressure, ultimately forcing the vehicle off the roadway. Once the suspect vehicle came to a stop, troopers maintained lethal cover on it and successfully placed the driver, identified as Hargett, and the passenger, identified as Wilson, into custody. Following the arrest, the troopers conducted a search of the vehicle where they discovered a plastic container containing suspected methamphetamine, as well as several used syringes with suspected methamphetamine residue. On September 30th, 2022, trooper observed a white Jeep Grand Cherokee entering I-85 north from Cleveland Avenue. The Jeep was traveling at a high rate of speed, accelerating further and changing lanes without using a turn signal. After getting behind the vehicle, the trooper estimated its speed to be over 90 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. Activating his lights and siren, the trooper paced the Jeep at 94 miles per hour. In response, the Jeep sped up, crossed over a painted gore area, and fled the scene, prompting the trooper to pursue. suspect was initially traveling at a high rate of speed, but suddenly slowed down, allowing 2 passengers to exit the vehicle and flee on foot. However, the driver quickly accelerated again, resuming the high-speed chase. The pursuit continued as the trooper followed the suspect, now determined to apprehend the driver, while the 2 fleeing passengers attempted to escape on foot. Sergeant Tarpley used the pit maneuver to stop the Jeep, which then crashed off the road and overturned, catching fire. Upon arrival, the trooper extinguished the flames and found 2 unresponsive suspects nearby. He put on gloves and applied a tourniquet to one suspect's leg while Sergeant Tarpley performed CPR on him when he stopped breathing. A broken and bloody AR-15 rifle was located near the suspects. One suspect, Montavious Lovejoy, was transported to Grady Hospital by Grady EMS due to a prior gunshot wound. On June 6, 2023, trooper was involved in a vehicle pursuit of a stolen 2021 Chevrolet Silverado. The vehicle had been reported stolen after an unknown suspect feloniously assaulted a subject at Lewis Farms by pointing a pistol at him. Shelby Police Chief Dean Roessler was dispatched to the scene to address the stolen vehicle complaint, but the suspect fled the scene.
Shelby, where we get any cars up there? 850, Shelby, where we get 16 for sure. Okay, right now. We're coming to the village of New Era right now. We're coming through traffic just south of Garfield.
The suspect exited the stolen vehicle and walked north on the rail trail for approximately 900 feet before being taken into custody. As he exited the vehicle, Oceana County Deputy Hanson and trooper drew their service weapons and had the suspect at gunpoint. At that moment, the suspect pulled what appeared to be a pistol from his waistband.
Get on the ground! Get down! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Put the gun down!
The suspect was successfully arrested and taken into custody, effectively bringing the chase to an end. On April 4th, 2021, trooper observed Port Wentworth Police Sergeant Jeffrey McMurray attempting to pull over a gray Nissan Armada traveling northbound on GA 21 as it merged onto the southbound Interstate 95 on-ramp. The suspect vehicle failed to yield to the blue lights and siren, initiating a flight southbound on Interstate 95. Trooper notified Troop 1 Communications of the pursuit and inquired whether assistance was needed. Sergeant McMurray communicated over the radio that he requested help and moved to the left to allow Trooper to join the pursuit. Trooper then informed dispatch that he was entering the pursuit and taking primary responsibility. Due to the busy road conditions, the trooper was unable to execute a pit maneuver. However, he continued to closely tail the suspect vehicle, remaining vigilant and waiting for an opportunity to safely intervene and bring the pursuit to an end. Many drivers noticed the pursuit happening behind them and decided to slow down. This unexpected response disrupted the suspect's plan and significantly assisted the troopers, creating a safer environment for the pursuit and allowing the officers to gain closer proximity to the fleeing vehicle.
Y'all hold that traffic up there, we can hold them in. Keep going around the left shoulder. Trying to go around on the left shoulder.
moving out front now. He was stopped for a minute. He's in the left lane. Stay where you are, stay where you are. He's trying to go around in the middle.
Troopers successfully executed a pit maneuver, sending the suspect vehicle into a ditch. The troopers then exited their patrol cars and arrested the suspect without further incident, effectively bringing the chase to an end. On November 17, 2023, Florida Highway Patrol observed a black Mercedes SUV traveling at a high rate of speed and making unsafe lane changes. When they activated their emergency lights to conduct a traffic stop, the driver accelerated and fled the scene, initiating a pursuit. The suspect was traveling at an extremely high rate of speed, making it challenging for the trooper to catch up to him during the pursuit. The trooper finally caught up to the suspect and rammed his vehicle, causing the suspect's vehicle to turn into a parking lot and come to a stop. The trooper immediately exited his patrol vehicle and arrested the suspect, who was taken into custody without further incident. On January 7, 2024, Trooper Flores was enforcing speed limits on Interstate 4 in Seminole County, Florida, when a silver vehicle was observed traveling 103 miles per hour in a 60 mph zone. The vehicle, weaving dangerously through traffic, ignored emergency lights and sirens, then escalated its attempt to evade by speeding onto State Road 414. At one point, the driver discarded a can from the window, further emphasizing her disregard for the law.
Somebody on the vehicle right now, westbound I-4, the PA, similar color, it's not a speed on 22, traffic moderate.
Somebody retracted, 162, 1031, still a hot line, 99 westbound, 192 up to 52 miles per hour.
The suspect continued to drive recklessly, weaving in and out of traffic in an attempt to evade Trooper Flores. Exiting the interstate, the suspect persisted in dangerous maneuvers, disregarding the safety of others and continuing at a high speed despite law enforcement's efforts to initiate a stop.
10 50 miles per hour line traffic. 10 51. 3252 up to 1020.
We're going to be approaching Oshawa.
10 4 still headed eastbound 414. We have a couple units 51.
The suspect ran multiple red lights, increasing the distance between himself and Trooper Flores. This evasive tactic allowed the suspect to temporarily gain ground, making it difficult for the trooper to keep up. After about 5 minutes, Trooper Flores was able to close the gap and resume the pursuit at a closer distance.
We have passing a line is speed at 90 miles per hour.
Just made a U-turn, we're heading westbound on 1792. We'll be approaching O'Brien. He's showing me a bag, he's looking me off. We're approaching Spartan Drive, he has it.
10 4 past Markham Drive. 4052, just signal 14 green on the right when it's 10 4, you're able to pit.
Trooper Flores steadily gained control of the pursuit, skillfully closing in on the suspect. After about a minute, the opportunity presented itself, allowing Trooper Flores to make a decisive move to bring the high-speed chase to an end.
4052 has traffic condition. 4052 has traffic condition.
Trooper Flores executed a precision immobilization technique maneuver, causing the suspect's vehicle to spin out. However, as Trooper Flores attempted to exit the patrol car, the suspect accelerated, striking the trooper's vehicle in a desperate attempt to flee, but karma acted swiftly. Just moments later, the suspect lost control, crashing their vehicle with no escape route remaining. The chase ended there, with the suspect unable to avoid the consequences of their reckless actions.